Hi, it's Kathleen from Bailey Academy, mom of 5, homeschooling 3 of them, ages 9, 12, and 16. Today I wanted to talk to you about hyperlexia, and that might be something that you've never heard of, and that's okay. I'm still learning what it is myself, and I suspect that my 12-year-old has it, but he hasn't been diagnosed with it. It's not like a diagnosis like, as in, oh, you have just hyperlexia. It's more like people who have autism or other things, a lot of them not some of them tend to be hyperlexic, but it's not like something's wrong with you diagnosis. It just means that you learn differently. Getting ahead of myself. What is hyperlexia? All right. So first of all my information that I'm sharing today is coming from a website called andnextcomesl.com. And I'm going to show you the website eventually, and I'll leave the link in the description so you can go visit it. I am not affiliated with it, but I met the website author in a online conference that I was doing, and she told me about her website and the not she personally. I learned about her website, and I apparently have no Lexia because I can't talk. Let me try that again. I'm going to read this quote that's from her website, but also specifically a source is from judyanddavid.com. Hyperlexia can be defined as a precocious, self-taught ability to read words which appears before age 5 and/or an intense fascination with letters, numbers, and logos, accompanied with significant difficulty in understanding and developing oral language, which basically means a child who teaches themselves to read before age 5, sometimes even before age 3. You don't have to teach them how to read at all. My son, I did not teach him how to read. He learned how to read all on his own. I do vaguely recall him being super into the chicka chicka boom boom tree. Now I know lots of kids like that, but I do recall him playing with the alphabet tiles a lot. I don't really remember for sure if he had more fascination with letters than the other kids, but it's possible. But not only did he learn to read early, because not everybody who learns to read before age 5 has hyperlexia, but also he has trouble understanding and speaking the language. He does have auditory processing disorder too, which means that it's hard for him to understand and process, not understand, but like for him to take the words that he hears perfectly fine. He has no problem with his hearing, but when he processes it and understands it, then that makes a problem. But also, reading comprehension is hard for him. To read something and then answer the question, why do you think the author said this? Or what do you think is going to happen next? Or any of those types of questions that come in reading comprehension, that's very hard for him. So even though he can read at a way above grade level, and I've never had to teach him how to read or spell, and even before when he was in the grade school, they never had to teach him to read or spell. He's always read or spelled. Even when he was in grade 2, he read or spelled like grade 5 or higher level. He has trouble with reading comprehension, and I have to read the thing with him, and he can't read the whole thing and then answer the questions. It's gone. It's just completely gone. He has to look at the questions, and then I read, or he reads, and then he jots down the question, then he reads till the next question is answered, and goes on like that. That is why I think that he has hyperlexia, and also because not just me, but the doctor believes that he has autism. So, and that does come and go. That does go together. Sorry about I have trouble talking about stuff that I'm still learning about. So the website gives so much information about hyperlexia, not just all about it, but also neurodiversity in general, and also things you can do, activities to do with your kids to encourage the love of letters or help them learn. So the key signs of hyperlexia are, like I said, self-taught ability to read words well above their age level, which appears before age 5, a significant difficulty understanding and using verbal languages, and significant difficulties with social interactions, which my son has. But there are also other signs which can overlap with diagnoses like autism and stuff like that, like echolalia, which, if you don't know what that is, that's when a lot of kids with autism, for example, when you say, come here, Ben, he would say, come here, Ben. You just repeat what you said. That's echolalia. My son doesn't do that. difficulty answering WH questions. So who, why, when, what, where, those sorts of questions. My son has a hard time with that too. Even if I just say like, what are you doing? He's like, he doesn't answer me quite well. It's almost like it's harder for him with those questions. If I say, are you doing coding? He can answer me. But if I say, what are you doing? He shuts down and he can't answer me. So I'm going to spin you around and show you the website a little bit. Hold on. Okay, sorry about the shaky camera. Here's and next comes L, your go-to resource for hyperlexia. So there's, a free hyperlexia handbook that you should definitely grab if you think that this sounds like your child or someone you know. And then if you want more a support session or whatever, she does offer that too. And she has lots of things here. Start here: neurodiversity, hypernumeracy, anxiety, autism, ADHD, and sensory resources, including free printables. Browse by skill. So here's social stories, emotions and self-regulation, social scripts, sensory processing, echolalia, barrier games, social skills resources, chewing tips, speech therapy, etc. And so yeah, she has lots of activities. She has freebies. She has services. Like I said, not affiliated. If you're an email subscriber, you can use the subscriber library. And I'm finding that her information is very helpful and something that I recommend if your child has autism, and especially if you think your child may have hyperlexia. Look at all this stuff. It's an awesome story. Awesome. What to put in a calm down box, which we have in our homeschool, and I recommend that you get one too. And one's for older kids. Heavy work, which she explains what that is. Things that like calm them down by like, I'm not how to explain, but like for example here, build a fort, climb a tree, play a statues, wheelbarrow walking, push a door. Those are things that playtime activities or chores, or things you can do at home that help like center them and calm them down, and stuff like that. So even if you're not sure about hyperlexia, if you have ADHD or autism, neurodiversity in your family, this has got lots of helpful things. Deep breathing printables, motions printables, Google slide decks, graphic organizers. Like, this is all on her website. All right, turn you back around. So yeah, I just wanted to share about that because it's something new to me and I don't think it's well out there yet where a lot of people have heard of it. So if you have a child who has hyperlexia or you think might have hyperlexia, please let me know in the comments so I can get to know you. She has a go to the website, and nextcomesl.com, link in the description, and let her know that I sent you. And yeah, I like to open the conversation and talk more about our struggles and show you that we're real life. And I'll have more content coming soon talking about different struggles that you might be having in your homeschool. So if you have a certain struggle in your homeschool, please let me know that too so I know what I can talk about. All right, that's it for today. Bye.